So at some point or another, every DIYer is going to reach for a screw and a screwdriver, or maybe even a driver. But with all the different screw types that are out there, picking the right one can really make or break your project. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to easily and quickly choose the right screws for your projects. I'm also going to compare 4 of the most common screw types, explain their strengths and weaknesses. I'm going to share tips with you that can save you time and money. And I'm also going to show you how to avoid mistakes that can slow you down by quite a bit. So let's go ahead and jump right in. All right, so first up on our list, let's start by talking about the Phillips head screws. And the reason we're going to start out with these is because these are the ones that you see just pretty much everywhere. As you all know, at the top, they're the ones that have these cross-shaped recesses for the bit to go into. And the reason that Phillips head screws are so popular is because they're included in pretty much every hardware kit, regardless of what you buy, whether it's furniture or electronics. And for the most part, you can also find them at any store. Whereas some of your other screw types maybe aren't as popular at some of your stores that aren't necessarily hardware stores. But these things were designed in the 1930s to be able to handle more torque than the older screws, which is what really made them great for things like the assembly line. But they have one really big flaw, and that's where they are actually designed and they are built to cam out. And what that means is the screwdriver or the driver is going to slip out of the head when you apply too much force to them. And this can really apply to places where you can't really put a lot of pressure on the screw head, meaning you're maybe working overhead, or you're just using screws that come with your hardware, and they usually come in a bag like this, and these are just made of very soft metal. So even though most of you already know exactly what I'm talking about, let me just really quickly demonstrate exactly what the issue is. So incredibly common issue. You got your screw, you're ready to put it into whatever it is you're mounting to. You take your screw gun or your impact, and then you go to tighten it down. I'm sure many of you recognize that noise that it was making, and that is the noise of when there was more resistance being put on that screw, that the driver bit was actually rounding out where those crosses are in the top. So as you can see, as we get in here really close, the inside, you've got that cross recess. It is now rounded out pretty badly. And that is because not only are the Phillips head made to cam out, but when it does that and you continue to try and screw them down because you're trying to drive this screw into whatever you're trying to mount it to, that going in and out mixed with the very soft metals that especially come with those hardware kits, these things just round out very easily. But if you are just set on using a Phillips head screw, then again, I would highly recommend not using the screws that come with whatever it is that you're installing. You can go out and buy a kit like this one. They come in all different forms. And if you buy screws like this that don't just come with your fixtures, then oftentimes, as long as it's a reliable brand, then a lot of times these are just made with a lot better metal. They're a little bit less likely to just round out and strip out in the tops. And another very important tip is that you want to pay attention to the tip of the driver that you're using. If you've been using the same one for a while, it's wearing down. It's going to probably be worn down like this one is here, and even more likely that you're going to strip those screws out. So you want to be paying attention to the bit that you're using. Make sure that you're using one that you do not see that it's been rounded off at all, and you'll be able to tell because they'll slightly slope down as you get further out to the tip. So definitely make sure that you're buying quality tips for your drills. Again, if you're buying some of those multi-packs, if they're the really inexpensive ones, you think you're just getting a great deal, there's usually a reason why they're so inexpensive, and it's usually because, like the screws, they're made with a lot cheaper metal. All right, so for this next screw type, it comes down to your flathead or slotted screws. And the only reason that I'm going to talk about this is because these are still popular enough to where you are going to come across these in some of your different repairs or projects that you're going to be doing. This one also has like a cross on it, so this one is designed in order to accommodate a Phillips head as well. But then you have the complete or flat-headed slot that goes all the way across the screw right in the middle there. And this is a bolt and not really a screw, and that's for very good reason. If you were to try and get a slotted screw and you were going to try and drive it into a board or a piece of wood, it would be incredibly frustrating because one of the biggest issues with your flat-headed screws and bolts is that when you put the driver into the top of that screw, it is very easy as you're trying to tighten it down for that driver to just slide out. But why are these still so common in so many of the things that we use on an everyday basis? While they have their downsides, one of the upsides to them is if you're using a properly sized flat-headed or slotted driver, then you can put quite a bit of torque on these screw heads. That's why a lot of times you may see these in places like, for instance, your electrical outlets or receptacles, light switches. You're also going to find these on your lugs and your breaker panels. And again, it really comes down to being able to put that extra torque on those screws to make sure that they're getting torqued down to the specs that are required. So in my opinion, unless you are going to be working on something where historical accuracy or aesthetics are the priority, then in my opinion, slotted screws are just not the best choice for your modern DIY tasks. All right, so for this next screw type, it comes down to this one right here. And this is the square drive, or also known as a Robertson screw. As you can clearly see, these have a square-shaped recess, and they were invented by a guy by the name of P.L. Robertson in Canada in 1908. Now, what's really great about the Robertson or square drive is that it just grips the top of the head a lot tighter. So there is very little chance of there being any cam out, even if you are applying a lot of force to it. Something else that is really nice about it is they are self-centering. So as soon as you put that bit in there, it is just centered up. It's in there nice and tight. And it basically makes it to where the screw is sticking to the bit, which is especially great for places that are tight spaces or when you're doing any overhead work. I'll just really quickly demonstrate how easy these are to use. Again, we're just going to put this on our board right here, put our bit into the top of it. Very easy to do. And since that bit is in there nice and tight, I don't have a lot of play, but I'm just very easily able to drive this into the board one-handed. And as you saw, the bit almost didn't want to come out of the screw head. So that was driven in to where it's slightly below the surface. I had no camming out. It went in very easily. And again, that's one of the big reasons why I love these so much. And a lot of your professionals are using these as well. Now, I mentioned a little while ago when we were talking about the receptacles that we would talk about something else that are very interesting about this when we were talking about the flatheads. Obviously, you've got your flatheads and then you have that like cross going there. Well, a lot of people that cross, they will automatically go to using a Phillips head tip. But what a lot of people don't realize is the Robertson goes in there perfectly, and it's actually designed that way to where you're able to put a lot of torque on these terminal screws and you aren't going to have that slippage. You're not going to have that camming out happening. So as you can see, this is an incredible option for so many different projects because of the ability of the square drive or Robertson to be able to handle all of that torque, be able to work with these overhead without any type of slippage or camming out, and then ultimately therefore can really help with speeding up any projects that you might be doing. Now, this next screw option, in my opinion, is if you are looking for just top performance, then you should definitely be taking a look at the Torx or star screws. Now, when people refer to this as a star screw, it's because of the shape of the recess that's in on top where your driver goes. These have a 6-point star-shaped recess, and the reason for that is because the star shape itself helps to spread the force evenly across the entire screw head. So you are a lot less likely to strip the screw or wear out the bit. Torx screws have really become increasingly more popular, and that's because they really are built so tough. They're used in a lot of different industries like automotive and especially construction because they can handle a lot of the serious stress that's given to them in those particular applications. But just really quickly, I'll show you how easily these can be driven into a piece of wood. I'll take my driver, put it down into the head of that screw. Now, one thing I will say before I drive this in is while this is still way better than the Phillips head, when it comes to one-handed operation, you can get away with it, but as you can see, there is a little bit more play than there was with the Robertson. But a lot of times you can do it one-handed as long as you're making sure that you're getting the proper size Torx bit for the screw heads. So I'll go ahead, I'm gonna try and drive this in one-handed. As you can see, looking down on the top of the screw head, it's not rounded out like it is here on the Phillips head. And as you can see on the Robertson, there's no rounding out whatsoever. So just massive, massive differences between the Phillips head and especially these two screw types. And if I was just gonna try and come up with some drawbacks for the Torx, is it would be kind of like I talked about a little bit earlier. You need to make sure you have the proper size. And same thing with the Robertson, there's typically two sizes for the Robertson. So in my opinion, it's always good to have an assortment kit of drivers, regardless of screw type, whether it's Robertson, Torx, or even your Phillips heads, because they also come in different sizes. And another thing would be that your Torx screws are going to cost a bit more than your Phillips head or your flat and slotted screws, which pretty much nobody's going to be buying flat-headed screws, but they are a little bit more expensive than those types. But all of your hardware stores will have them, and a lot of your online retailers like Amazon, for instance. So how do you pick the right screw for your project? Well, Phillips screws are everywhere, but their tendency to cam out makes them a little bit tricky for high torque or soft metal jobs. Your slotted screws work really well for decorative or restoration projects, but they tend to slip too easily for most of your tasks. Then you have your Robertson screws, which really are excellent for your general DIY work, like woodworking or any framing you're going to be doing, because they grip so well and can save you a lot of time. And then when you get to the Torx or Star screws, they really shine in heavy duty or precision projects where you really need to have that maximum strength without having any stripping. But regardless of what screw type you use, just make sure that you are investing in quality bits, because if you're using cheap or worn out ones, they're going to ruin those brand new and good screws very quickly. And if your project comes with those soft Phillips screws like in a TV mount kit, or if you're putting up blinds, pretty much anything that comes with hardware, in my opinion, make sure that you swap them out for some higher quality screws. If you're just sold on Phillips head, make sure you're using a quality Phillips head screw, but going to a Torx or Robertson screw might actually be the better choice. Aside from that, you might also want to look into some of these multi-kits where you're getting multiple drivers, different types of drivers. Make sure that you're getting screwdrivers that also come with interchangeable bits. That way you're prepared for any project that might come your way. So if you haven't gathered already, what is my personal recommendation? Well, for me personally, I am just not using Phillips head or slotted or flat-headed screws if I can help it. I am now using nothing but either square drive or Torx screws. I just personally find that all the different points of contact and the tight fit between the bit and the screw head just make driving them so much easier and with a lot less probability of stripping them out. But ultimately, it's up to you, and I would really be curious after watching this video what y'all's opinions are on this. I always like to get y'all's opinions, and you can leave those down in the comments down below. I really find that people discussing these different things really helps a lot of other people out, not just with the video, but from other people's personal experience. But like always, for your convenience, I will have links for all of the screws and the tools that you saw in this video down in the description down below. So when you click on those links, it will take you directly to whatever you clicked on, so you can check them all out for yourself. Now, just really quickly, while we talked about the different screws and where they should be used and what might work best for you in different situations, I also have some other videos that I did in the past that you very well may find value in, where I talk about some very similar things where we're deciding between what's the proper materials or what's the better way of doing this. If you'd like to learn more about some of those items that can help better prepare you for future projects around your home, then all you have to do is click on one of these two videos right over here, whichever one interests you the most, and when you click on it, it will take you directly to that video. But I hope that you found value in this video, and if you did, if you could do me a huge favor, hit that thumbs up button right down below. And of course, if you have any questions or comments still, you can leave those down in the comment section. And I'll catch you all in the next one.